Hey, Viking fans, this is Keith Millard, and you are listening to the One Bar and Lupicus Show. Go Vikes!
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupicus Show. I'm One Bar with Lupicus, and we've had some time to really marinate this game in. We're going to talk about 5 winners and 5 big old losers from yesterday's preseason game 1.
And you look at the game 33-6. It's hard to imagine there was 5 actual winners, but we dug deep. We looked on the bright side, and we did find 5.
Yes, and remember, subscribe, like the video, hashtag 4,000 in the comments. 4,000 subscribers are going to be giving away a Vikings jersey of your choice.
Wow. Current player?
What a moment, huh?
Current player?
I think we can just leave it to whatever they want. We'll see, as long as it's not too crazy.
Wow. All right.
But let's do this. Let's start off. We're going to end on a good note. So we're going to start off with the big old losers. And I'll let you start with the first one.
Oh, the first one's the most obvious one. It's Dakota Dozier.
Yeah, I think that's all we need to say. We don't even need to go in detail.
Well, the fact that he's one of the veterans and a guy who potentially could start to get in there when everybody else was out, you expect him to step up and look good, and he looked the opposite of good.
He did, and we'll see what happens. I'm afraid that he might make the final roster, but yes, loser. It was disgusting. Everybody watched it, saw it. Let's go to a next loser. This one actually surprises me, and this is Smith-Marsette. He played. Courtney Cronin tweeted out the percentage of snaps, and he was out there pretty much the entire game. And when you're out there this much, and kind of got some higher expectations for him as the number 3, possibly number 4 receiver, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything at all. He had an ugly drop. He was high stepping. We talked about it yesterday in our live show. Seemed to think he did a lot better than he actually did. But shit, if you're out there playing that many snaps in this offense, I would have expected a pretty damn good game.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially since he was coming off such a high, his last couple practices, even against the Broncos, he finished the game with a big touchdown reception, looking pretty damn good all through camp. So the expectations were high. Maybe this was a case of pregame, first game jitters, playing in front of fans, playing on the big stadium stage, playing on the field. So I don't know. I'm not trying to make excuses for the guy, but you're right. I mean, expectations are up here, and he was way down there. So let's hope he bounces back here next week. But again, you got, Kellen Mond. I don't see him really throw the ball down the field at all. Not really looking to do that. And Jake Brown was kind of the same way. So part of it could be with the offense, the way it was called, the way it was executed too. But
you were
overall,
right.
Not great showing.
You were right. Those are all valid points. But I will say, I don't think there's any stage too big for Smith-Marsette. I don't think he was nervous at all. I think he was the opposite of that. He's going to be a fun guy to watch. I'm still a big Smith-Marsette guy. Next biggest loser. This was my biggest loser of the day, and that even over Dakota Dozier, and that is Colquitt, our punter. Gross. I would be very surprised if they don't actually bring a punter in to at least light a fire up his ass.
Well, what makes it worse is Mike Zimmer called him out at halftime. So when the coach is calling out the punter for how horrible he's punting, that is not good. And for a team that has cut bait on their punters, I think 2 of the last 3 preseasons at the end of the whole shebang here.
Shebang.
That's my favorite Ricky Martin song. It could actually happen again. So Colquitt should not be feeling safe. He should not sleep comfortably. Pressure's on him to perform.
Punt the ball.
I love the guy, but he needs to punt better.
You have one job. Punt the ball. Just kick it. Kick it further than you're kicking it. That's all we're asking.
That's all he's got to do.
Next up, another guy who this was his first time we've seen him out there, and that is safety Miles Dorn. Just whether it was tackling, whether it was in coverage, did not show up. I mean, this was a guy that we were surprised that we're actually he was right behind. He was the number 3 safety on that depth chart, and I was looking forward to seeing why they put him there, and he didn't show why. And maybe this is a case of Smith-Marsette where this is his first action. Maybe that little butterflies.
It could be, but it is a little disappointing. And, they had him up there ahead of Josh Metellus on the depth chart. I think he was ahead of Cam Bynum too. Makes you wonder why, from what we saw. Again, just he's a big old body out there, but it's not making plays, not in the right spots. And obviously the team saw something in him to keep him last year on the IR instead of just letting him go. But yeah, tough debut for Miles Dorn.
Yeah, and safeties in general was just pretty gross showing. Pretty gross. Let's finish it off with just a guy who didn't play, and that is Nate Stanley. Nate Stanley, I mean, the writing must be on the wall. I'm actually still surprised he's on the roster, but this would have been his moment to get in there and get a ton of snaps. And I don't know if we'll ever see Nate Stanley in actual game action.
I don't think so. I mean, he's fallen so far behind with, he was one of the guys who I don't think had the COVID shot or whatever. So he's missed that big chunk of time. The guy's just not getting his reps. Jake Browning's way ahead of him. Kellen Mond's way ahead of him. Danny Etling, who came in 3 days ago, is way ahead of him. Like you said, Nate Stanley even being on the roster is probably one of the biggest surprises of the preseason so far.
Well, maybe they can move on from him and bring in a punter.
Hey, I think you're onto something here.
All right, those are our losers. There was a lot to pick from, unfortunately. Let's end on a good note. Like I said, 5 winners. Let's start off with a very obvious one. 100-yard rusher, future Hall of Famer, AJ Rose out there taking advantage of Nwangu's injury and the fact that Madison and Cook didn't play. And he did it. He took advantage. 100 yards. He
did. And we said it yesterday. This guy isn't making the team. But the fact that he got his opportunity and he made the most of it speaks volumes for, the kind of player he is and could be. So maybe he's the next Mike Boone, goes to practice squad this year, gets developed, and slowly works his way to be the number 3 back at some point. But again, he got a shot and he made the most of it. So good for AJ Rose.
Yeah, he was a fun dude to watch. I look forward to seeing more of him. Another winner, Bashad Breeland and Oli Udoh. We're just lumping these guys in. 2 guys that didn't play, but they are winners solely because of the guys who did play, and they looked like dog shit, pretty much solidifying that they're probably going to be the starters.
I'm not going to go quite that far.
I am. And just to be clear, hey, you said if Breeland starts over Danzler, you're going to shotgun a beer with your shirt off on an episode.
I thought we were just doing a case of beer.
No, it was a shotgun beer with your shirt off.
Oh boy, I don't remember that, but
I do.
Here's the thing that Breeland didn't play, but he wasn't exactly doing well against these Denver receivers in practice. He was getting burned on a regular basis. So I'm not going to go ahead and, give the starting job to him just yet. But yes, Cam Dantzler did not look good, especially in that KJ Hamler touchdown. I don't know if there's some miscommunication on the back end. He kind of came up running, didn't look like he was going full speed either. And the commentators kept talking about that. So is he dinged up a little bit? I don't know. But yeah, it was kind of like the Dakota Dozier situation where you're supposed to be a potential starter. You're in this game, you're supposed to be one of the best players out there, and you sure as hell don't look like it.
Oli Udoh was just probably watching that, just reveling in Dakota Dozier's demise. And I think you're right. I think it was a case of beer. I might have made up the shotgun the beer with your shirt off.
Yeah, I know you did. You want to see me topless?
I do. Everybody watching wants to see you topless.
Well, and the thing with Udoh and Dozier, yeah, I mean, it must show what the Vikings think of Oli Udoh right now. And he's been one of the stars of camp, arguably Mr. Egan. Many people have put him right at the top of that list. So, yeah, I think you can kind of pencil him in as your starting right guard for the Vikings this year.
Can't wait. Next up, Greg Joseph, kicker. Didn't miss a kick. He instantly makes him a winner. He had this was his game. Riley Patterson sounds like he'll get the next game. Pressure's on rookie Riley Patterson to perform because Greg Joseph sure the hell did. They might not have been crazy long kicks or much pressure behind him, but he made them.
Yeah, and they weren't long, but it doesn't matter. He made them both. So that's what you want your kicker to do. Make the kicks that he's asked to make. You can't make a 50-yarder if it's a 34-yard attempt. So you got to make the kicks that are out there. And he did just that. So Greg Joseph, he's +1 right now, and Riley Patterson has to catch up.
That used to be my pickup line at the bar. It's not long, but it doesn't matter.
Wow.
Worked 50% of the time.
50% of the time, all the time.
Next up, winner Christopher James Boyd. Chris Boyd showing up, putting Jerry Jeudy on check, was shadowing that guy. Well done. We talked about it yesterday in the live show, but he was on him on that 4th and goal, swatted it away. Another play, a couple plays later, he was right on him. So that was a tough task. It's not like he was going against their 4th, 5th string wide receiver.
No, Judy's slippery. He's sneaky. He's quick. And yeah, Chris Boyd held his own. And again, this is what we mentioned this last night, but I think he's really been absorbing everything from Patrick Peterson. He's in his ear, always asking him questions, talking to him. Peterson, there's a video of him giving some pre-snap read notes, what to do. And I think Boyd is taking that all in and starting to show. So I've been a big Chris Boyd fan. He impressed me his rookie year. I thought he maybe took a little bit of a step back last year. That could have been because of COVID. But I do like Chris Boyd. I think he could have a hell of a year this year.
Yeah, well done, Chris Boyd. And he had a little bit of swagger out there too. I loved it. He was
he's energy. He's a ball of fun. It's like my favorite best barrel of fun for kind of chips.
Last winner of the day, and that is rookie defensive end Patrick Jones. He showed up, had a nice tackle for a loss, was in the backfield a couple times. So Patrick Jones scraping away, trying to get that starting job opposite Daniil Hunter, and he looked pretty damn good in his debut.
He did look good. I would be surprised if he actually got the starting job, though. I mean, the Vikings love to go with that veteran guy, whether he's earned it or not. So whether they really got to look pretty bad to lose that. But Patrick Jones, yeah, nothing but excitement there with the way he played, energy, quick out the ball, getting in the backfield. You love to see that. So this Viking D line is gonna be something else. It's deep and it's good. And that was my pickup line.
Wow, yours were probably way better than mine. Yeah, Patrick Jones, being realistic, he's probably fighting with like DJ Wanham to be the number 3, number 4 defensive end. But those are our winners. Let us know your winners, losers in the comments. And remember, hashtag 4,000 and subscribe for a chance for that beautiful purple or white jersey. We're not going to do a yellow one. Those are ugly.
Yeah, those aren't even real.
You're not real.
4000. That's how you'll win, correct? Not hashtag 4K, hashtag 4,000.
They can put whatever they want, but the winner will have to draw is 4,000, 4000.
All right, well, you're figuring out what to write for that hashtag to win that beautiful non-yellow jersey. Remember this: pandas don't have specific spots for sleeping. They simply fall asleep wherever the hell they are.